and welcome to this breaking news edition of the broadcast from the I-24 News Desk. I'm Hamda Salhout in Tel Aviv, following all of the developments for you live from the Gaza Strip, Israel, and inside the West Bank. Well, Israel continuing with its latest military operation in the Gaza Strip with multiple strikes on Palestinian Islamic Jihad targets. Meanwhile, sirens continue to sound in southern Israel as Islamic Jihad has launched more than 200 rockets. And just a short while ago, a home in Sderot was struck, but there were no injuries there. Earlier today, 2 Israeli soldiers injured by a mortar shell near the border. And over in the Gaza Strip, the Palestinian Health Ministry says that the Israeli strikes have killed 13 people so far, but that number is still expected to rise. Among the killed, a 5-year-old girl, a 23-year-old woman, and an elderly man. And the injury tally standing at 114 people. And also among those killed in the initial Israeli strikes, senior Islamic Jihad commander Taysir al-Jabari. Let's go now to Sderot in southern Israel, where our Pierre Clochendler is there outside of the home that was struck. Pierre, good afternoon to you. What is the situation like where you are right now? Talk to us about the home. How many people were inside?
Where in the past hour there were 3 volleys of rockets, not just one single rocket or 2 that were intercepted within the hour, but one of them managed to get through the Iron Dome anti-missile system net and hit the roof, which is just above us. It pierced the roof and entered into one of the apartments, but did not explode. Luckily, the family who lives in this apartment was in the protective shelter. That means that even if it had explosives with the reinforced cement of the room, they would have been probably safe. So there's been a lot of police coming here. As you can see, there's still police and home front command officers that are still here assessing the damage. The family is just behind. Everybody is safe. But it shows you that Sderot is probably, in this round of hostility, the hardest aimed city at. That means not the hardest hit, because there's been only one hit and some crashed in open space on roads around Sderot. But this is the place where most of the rockets in the Gaza vicinity have been aimed at. Over 60 rockets since this round of hostility started about 22 hours ago, Hamda.
And Pierre, what are authorities telling people to do there following this rocket strike on a house there in southern Israel? We do know that once the sirens sound, people are instructed to go to the shelters. But is anything changing now that something has actually been hit?
Look, Sderot is a ghost town, except for here, because there's a lot of officials that have come here to assess the damage. But Sderot is really a ghost town. 30,000 people are just under lockdown at home or have left the city because they fear for their family and they found shelter in safer places in Israel. But some of the volleys of rockets that have been aimed at Sderot were with no warning. There was no alert. It came abruptly. You could hear a shriek. We don't know whether it was a shriek of the rockets or the shriek of the Iron Dome missile system that was activated. But sometimes you don't have even a warning here. Now, for the people have been hardened by many rounds of confrontation in the past 20 years. So they're used to it, but what's sure is that the time frame does not change. 15 seconds is the time that is left for the people of Sderot to seek shelter. So most people simply stay in the shelter since the start of the hostilities.
Pierre Clochendler live for us in southern Israel. Thank you.